Hey guys, you can all fuck off here. Got a video for y'all. This weekend I went to the Shadows over Innistrad pre-release, and I didn't do too bad. I actually went I went even. I went 2 and 2 because my card pool was terrible, and also I'm not good at playing the colors I got because it's just not me. But anyways, let's take a look at my pre-release deck. I got my deck and my sideboard here. All of the cards I got there were added to my collection very quick like. Anyway, let's take a look at the deck. Alright. I guess the first ones I'll show you guys are the cool flip monsters I got, or flip creatures. So the first one I got is a Breakneck Rider, and these all flip the same way. If I don't cast a spell, they get to flip the next upkeep, so they get stronger. And then he flips and becomes Neckbreaker, so he's a 4/3, and he buffs all my attacking creatures, makes them stronger. Pretty solid. And they make you use these little tokens for them. I'm gonna fish out all my tokens and reorganize this. Let me fish out my tokens at least first. Alright, I didn't organize this at all before I made this video. I probably should have, but I didn't. The next one I got is Hinterland Logger, and she's pretty strong looking. She's definitely a Helga or an Olga, one of those types of women. But she flips the same way. So then she becomes Timber Shredder, big old werewolf, and she gets Trample. She's a 4/2 Trample. She's pretty good. I like that. My favorite turn 1 creature is my Village Messenger. So you see him out there out the window, and he's got haste, so I can attack turn 1 with him. You see him out there outside the window? Well, bam, he's through the window. He becomes Moonrise Intruder. So he's a 2/2 with Menace. And if you put a lot of buffs on him and make him stronger, he's a menace. Terrible to have on the field. Then there's Duskwatch Recruiter, so he lets me get creatures out of the top of my library. And it's pretty cool. And then he transforms to become Crowlin' Horde Howler, and he lets me get creatures out of my hand for cheaper. So those are just my cool werewolves that I got. I didn't mean to do this purposely, but a lot of what I got in my deck was wolves or wolf type things. So as soon as I get the lands out, I'll show you in no particular order. And these aren't lands from the set. They're just lands that I happen to have. So the first thing I'll show you is the Obsessive Skinner, and I only got one of these, but I got him foil, so it's alright. So when he enters, I put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, and on each upkeep, if I have Delirium, which is if there's 4 different cards four different card types in my graveyard, I have Delirium. So if I have Delirium, every upkeep I get to put a +1/+1 counter, which is definitely cool. Then I have Senseless Rage, which was one of the buffs I was talking about. So I got an enchantment, and it gives the creature +2/+2 for 2 mana, which is alright. Plus it's got Madness, so if I discard it for something, or if I have to discard it, I can exile it instead and then play it that turn if I got the mana. Now one of my rares that I included was Scourge Wolf. So he's another one that's good to buff because he's a 2 red for a 2/2 first strike, and his Delirium, which is yet again 4 different card types in the graveyard, he gets double strike, which is actually very good. I've never really played with a double strike ability creatures before, but I really like it. Now here's one of the cards where that Madness comes in. is lightning axe. So normally it would cost 6 to pay or 6 to play, but I can cast it for 1 and discard a card into madness. So if I used it, I could cast the senseless rage for its madness, and for 3 mana I could kill off probably one of my opponent's creatures with 5 damage and make one of mine stronger, which is really cool. Alright, here's another one I put in for some quick burn removal. So it's a dual shot, so if there were some smaller toughness creatures out, I could just do a damage to each one of them. So basically it's like I guess a forked bolt pretty much, but it can't do 2 damage to one creature. It only has to do 1 to 2 creatures. So it's basically a strictly worse forked bolt, which is alright for limited. Now here's one of my bombs here, and he's not really a bomb because he's got a weak toughness. It's Hulking Devil. He's a 5/2 vanilla for 4. That's about it. And I like his artwork. I really do. There's another one I tried to use for 4. So this might be on reason. It's put 2+1 counters on him, or on a creature I got. Or if I got delirium, I can put 3, that's very good. In limited anyway. I really enjoyed pumping my creatures. I may have more than one of this in here, but this is Malevolent Whispers. So it lets me gain control of a creature. I untap the creature, it gets +2/+0 and haste until end of turn, and it has the madness, so I can discard that and cast it. So if they've got a very strong creature out and I want it, I can take it, which is great. There's a couple more of my bombs here, which I just put them in because they have a strong power and toughness. So they have trample and it's runaway carriage. So it's a 5/4 for 4 or 5/6 for 4 trample, and when it attacks I have to sacrifice it. There's another one of these whispering or malevolent whispers. I've already seen that card though. Let's take a looky-loo. Oh, here's my other rare that I had in here. It's a Silver Fur Partisan. So when a wolf or a werewolf I control becomes the target of an instant or sorcery, I put a 2/2 green wolf token onto the battlefield. So it's good. Plus he's got trample, and he's a 2/2 trample for 3 with that ability. Makes him pretty worth it. So I can have my own pack of wolves if I'm playing against something like something that uses a lot of spells. So here's a 0/4 for 2. It's a Mold Graft Scavenger, and if I have Delirium, it gets +3/+0, which is good. It's a good creature. My Quilled Wolf. So if I make it to the late game, I can make this guy a 6/6, but he's a 2/2 for 2. So he's a forest bear that can pump himself. Alright, we got a Pack Guardian. So he has flash, so I can play it during my opponent's I can play it during my opponent's turn. And when he enters the battlefield, if I discard a land, I can put a 2/2 green wolf onto the battlefield, that's pretty cool. It's another wolf token things. We got Aim High, which whoa, focus camera. Focus. I can untap a creature, it gets +2/+2 and gains reach until end of turn. So that's good when dealing with the many spirits decks that I played against, because all the spirit decks had a bunch of flyers and I went against a lot of those, so I got wrecked a lot by those. It was not fun. I got Rabid Bite. I love the flavor text on this. It's kind of funny. But target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. So basically it's just a green removal for 2 if one of my creatures is stronger, which is highly likely that they are. And I got Loam Dryad. So he's just mana fixing. I can tap an untapped creature and add 1 mana. 1 mana of any color to my pool. He's a 1/2 for 1 green. He's pretty cool. And I got this Wildfield Scarecrow. He does more mana fixing and he's a defender. It's pretty solid. And this Shard of Broken Glass to help me get Delirium. So come on, focus. So it's 1. It costs 1 to play, costs 1 to equip, and it gives my creatures +1/+0. And when it attacks, I can put the top 2 cards of my library into my graveyard, so that'll help me get Delirium pretty quickly. Especially if I can toss out a land. Like what I was getting a lot was either with the Shard of Broken Glass or the what was it? The Pack Guardian, I think it was. Where was he? The Pack Guardian that had me discard a land. I would have a land. Normally one of my creatures with the Senseless Rage would die, so I'd get that. And if he wouldn't, then I would usually have a creature in there, and then I'd have an instant or a sorcery in there. Except for that was a wolf. My bad. So those were all the cards I ran. Here's what I had in my sideboard, and it's just because these were the only ones I would consider using for any reason. So I got Weirding Wood. So it's basically one of those mana fixing enchantments for the land that let me put out 2 of any color when I tap it, and it gives me a clue token. It lets me investigate. This is Root Out. I got 2 of those because they're in green and I can use them. They didn't really come in handy, so I never switched them in. Nobody was playing with artifacts or too heavy enchantments for it to be really effective. But it lets me destroy an artifact or enchantment, and then I investigate for 3 mana, which is just a little worse than a Naturalize. And the only other card I got that I could have reasonably used was dropped. It was Explosive Apparatus, so it was cost 1 to play, and 3 tap it, sacrifice it, and then deals 2 damage to a creature or player, which isn't very good at all. But it was in the sideboard in case I needed the extra 2 damage to push it over. And I didn't really get any dual colored fixing lands. I never got into uncommon tappy lands, so I was just running 6 forests and 9, I think, of these. Yeah, 6 forests and 9 mountains. So overall, I think my pre-release went pretty good. I actually did get 2 of the rares I wanted. I got out of my pool and my prize packs. Actually, I got them both out of my prize, but I got them out of the same prize pack, by the way. I got 2 prize packs. I got this Mind Rack Demon, and let me get him out so you can get a better look. I just think he's cool because he kind of looks like a tree. And then, oh no, I put it in my deck. But I got a foil Tamio's Journal, and you'll probably see it if I ever make a video on my casual Modern Tron deck. See, because when I play Modern, it's not a very competitive gameplay, so I only play casually. Although, yet again, I've been struck with the crappy pre-release rare. I got a Forgotten Creation. It's a zombie horror. Maybe he'll turn out to be something good, but I'm not expecting it. Although at my Origins pre-release, what'd I get? I got Evolutionary Leap, which a lot of people they were expecting that card to take off like a shooting rocket of some sort, but it never really took off to the way that people were wanting it to. So but when I originally got it, I was very happy to get it. Sorry about that shaking. I just had to adjust my camera holding equipment and put this tree guy back in place. Anyways, guys, I got some stuff to do this evening, so y'all guys have a good one. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that kind of cool stuff that you guys do. Let me know how your pre-releases went, if you went to one, in the comment section. I really want to, I'm trying to build my limited game up. You know, I'm trying to get better at playing limited, because quite honestly, I'm pretty trash at limited. I mean, I barely know how to build a limited deck, and I've only played 2 pre-releases at this point. Which this one I think I did a lot better than the last one, because the last one I just got laid out like every round. At least this time around I won 2 of my rounds. But this is the Shadows Over Innistrad pre-release box. It's supposed to look like Tamiyo's journal. I'm proud of that Tamiyo's journal, so I'm going to show it to y'all. Give me just a minute. Alright, let's see if it's in here. This is my casual Modern Tron. Notice all the proxies because I'm poor. I actually only have the really expensive ones, and some of the ones like the Mind Slaver I plan to buy soon. But let's find this journal. Really, because I just want to show it off because I'm actually pretty proud of it. Here we go. Tamiyo's Journal, legendary artifact in foil. I mean, doesn't the box look just like her journal? It's pretty solid, and it's got these Asian type Kamigawan painting things inside. Anyways, like I said, like, subscribe, do all kinds of cool things, share my video. Let me know how the pre-release went for you guys. I really want to know what kind of cool rares y'all got. I didn't really get anything cool other than this thing and the tree guy. But y'all guys have a good one, and please do well and enjoy the week. Laters.